Hello everyone, this is your produce guy. Now you've seen our Morel Mushroom videos where we show you how to build your own Morel Mushroom box. Now ours has not produced any results so far, but we've been talking about morels, thinking about morels, and so we've decided to come out on a Morel Mushroom hunt. We're here along the river bottoms of the Weber River in Ogden, Utah, where Morel mushrooms do indeed grow, and in fact we featured some photos of those morels on our How to Grow Morel video. So we're here in person now. We're going to go out tonight and have a hunt. So let's get looking for those mushrooms. Okay, now when you're out searching for Morel mushrooms, well, you want to look for any type of mushroom. If any type that you can find growing there, that'll tell you that this is an environment that works for mushrooms, and so that you're on the right track. And we've just come across these guys right here. Pull back those leaves a little bit. They're growing. There's some right here. I've got some up under the leaves here. I'm not sure what type this is. I kind of doubt it's anything edible, but mushrooms are growing here. So we're in a space where we may have some success. Alright, case in point here, we've got our mushrooms that we were just looking at, and as I'm about to get up, I see these guys right here growing on this log. Look at that. I'm not sure if those are some form of oyster mushroom or not. Really cool though, growing right out of the dirt and the wood right there. Here's another one. There's just a mushroom pin right there. So here we are, all ready. We found a couple of different species of mushrooms. We're on the hunt for morels though. What you're looking at right here are some oyster mushrooms that are growing on the side of this tree. Now these oysters are highly edible. Unfortunately, we're here late and they are dried out at this point. Now down here up close, I've got some here that no doubt fell off of the tree. Those same oysters, you can, those are just totally dried out, brittle. Maybe make some mushroom powder out of them, I don't know, but they're sitting here, they're covered with the cotton from the cottonwood trees, some spider webs and some other stuff. Too bad we missed these. You can see all the gills on this right here from the mushroom, but highly edible these guys are. You've seen our blue oyster mushroom. These are a relative of theirs. So oyster mushrooms, edible and delicious. Well, we've been walking around the woods here for, well, about an hour. We've seen all sorts of mushroom species. We saw some oyster mushrooms that were dried out, hanging on the side of a tree. We've seen a bunch of mushrooms that have been emerging from the ground. Well, after about an hour of looking for our morels, we finally came across this guy. Now, this, not quite sure what it is yet. Great big stem. Look at the size of this thing, though. There's my hand, and the cap does appear to have a honeycombed sort of pattern to it, like a morel, but man, it's so big. We're going to go ahead and pick this up and take a closer look at it. Look at this ugly looking thing right here. It is a mushroom. We could tell that by smelling it, but it's mostly dried out. The stem's still got a little bit of moisture in it. But we get back with our group that we're here hunting with, and they confirm that this is a morel mushroom. Look at the size of this thing. The cap on it must have been like this or better when it was fresh. So it looks like we're a little past the season here, unfortunately. Things are starting to warm up here, and it has been about a week since it rained on us. So that's probably when this thing popped up, and right after the rain, and grew like crazy. They grow quick. So as you've seen on the videos, like with the oyster mushrooms, those things can turn over in a couple of days and go from pins to fully bloomed and ready to eat. So you can see behind me the woods we've been tromping in. This is where we found it, right just over the berm from the river. in a nice leafy area where a whole bunch of decomposing was going on, and this thing was growing. I wish it were more in full bloom and in its glory, but we got one. So that's very exciting. Well, we had a great time out here this evening. Hunting around, we found at least a half dozen or more different species of mushrooms, along with this guy right here. Unfortunately, it wasn't fresh, because as you know, fresh is best. But be sure to check out all of our mushroom videos. You can find them organized on the website at YourProduceGuy.com and see the interesting things that are going on there with those. Thanks for being with us. We will see you next time. I am your produce guy, reminding you that fresh is best. And what do you know, 4 days in, and we've got mushrooms. These guys are popping out here like crazy. My first clue, this was on the back side on the counter where I had it set. My first clue was the bag had pushed up right here, a big lump and pushed up. This is probably the roots or the base of these things that are popping out, and they're coming right out the X spot that we had cut in the beginning.